for those extremely enlightening alphabets. Ladies and gentlemen, hello Toastmasters, International Toastmasters. Yes. How often have you had a situation where you actually felt the need to look at someone and say, listen to me and just do what I'm saying? Happens to all of us. You know why I'm adjusting myself a little bit? It happens to me every morning. When I'm getting ready to go to office, it's most probably that period of time when I'm getting my knot in place. And I have somebody standing behind me saying, look, there are such things, this, oh, it's just like a cartoon channel. My wife talking to me. And of course I'm the cartoon. And she's got a lot to tell me exactly when I'm leaving. And that's when from deep within me is the great desire to say, keep quiet and listen to me. But I have never said it till later. And for everybody who's married and has survived, you will never be able to say it. And for everybody else who's not married and wanting to get into that rut, trust me, you can dream about saying it, but all dreams don't come true. Well, emphasizing something does not always necessarily mean that you become very, very agitated. Use your limbs, external faces, get into the body language and voice modulation mode. No. There is a way of expressing. And this speech is actually going to deal with that, while I will have a role player who will come up, and the two of us will emphasize how emphatically a message can be got across. Ladies and gentlemen, when we see a problem, do you know what needs to be done with that? When you're interacting and getting a message across, first, specify the problem. Luckily I don't, but if I did have a wife who snored, can you imagine what it would be like? You have a problem. A wife who snores. So you have to tell her that, look, we have a problem, and that's your snoring. Tell your feelings too. Tell her, look, I appreciate that snoring is beyond a person who's awake. And hence your subconscious is playing games with your conscious. Make it convoluted, as somebody just said. That's what I do most often. And tell the other person that I am feeling for you. So, state the problem and tell your feelings. And say that, look, I understand that you have a problem. And then specify the solution. So look at her and say, then look, why don't we meet somebody who can treat this? I have read in the papers that doctors are nowadays doing a great deal about snoring. And for that, you just maybe require a little clip. And trust me, you will not die. You need to tell your wife all that all the time. Lastly, you must specify the consequences out of this. And the consequences in this case is to tell her that, look, I have a bad night, I'm going to have a bad morning. If I have a bad morning, I'm going to have a bad day. And my boss is already very bad. So my suggestion is that if you could assist me in having a good night's sleep and keeping your snoring decibels low, I'll have a good day, and I'll pray to God to give you a long life so that you can keep snoring without making noise. So you tell the consequences. Now, in this role play, you will notice the same. And to handle this situation, there are a few tips. First, when you're again interacting, you need to be up about it immediately. Which means that if you have a snoring problem with your wife now, you cannot wait till you are 35 and above, if you're married at 20, for stating it. By which time you'll be sleeping in two different rooms. And you don't really want that to happen when you're 20. And those who are in that age group are smiling the most because they exactly know what I'm implying. Be direct. Don't tell her. Well, how's morning? And you made a good cup of tea. There was some noise in the room yesterday night. Did you hear that? I have a feeling that the AC is a little malfunctioning, but the noise was a little closer to my pillow. Call a spade a spade. Tell her you were snoring. It's a risk. But some risks are worth it. Be pleasant. You have an ugly habit of snoring every night. And with age it's getting worse. It had started like a Vespa scooter and now it is like a tractor. You can do without that. You can be pleasant looking at someone and saying, snorings are good because that means you're alive. But can it be toned down? Be calm. And I chose this example specifically because everybody understands how wives react. Be calm. The example is not about my wife. My wife is not in the room. And who will come up is not a woman. And I'm happily married, so there is no ulterior motive to that man coming up on stage. But be calm. Because when you're calm, you shall see in the role play how you can handle your aggression better. Keeping this in mind, now let's define what this role play is about. This role play is about my younger brother. Me and my younger brother run an ice cream business. There are no implications. You've seen how a lot of movies say, specifically in India, there are Manmohan Desai movies which specify that any resemblance to any person living or dead is purely coincidental. And similarly, me and my younger brother now have got nothing to do with the first family of Toastmasters. So, when my brother will step up here, both of us will be discussing a situation where my brother takes orders for the delivery of ice cream to my clients all across the city and in various cities across the country. And my younger brother is a young Turk who spends a lot of time on WhatsApp, BBM, FM, and everything that has got more to do with F than M. And in such a situation, he has this habit of forgetting a few points. And that's exactly what the suspense will unfurl when we do the role play. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on stage is this amazing role player. He truly is an actor of fine caliber. Wherever he goes and performs, from discotheques, nightclubs, pubs, to delivery vans, he's amazing in his performance. Coming up on stage, ladies and gentlemen, or doing the role along with me, Nishant Pabrai. Hi Nishant.
Hi.
How are things with you?
Hi KP.
Hey Nishant, there's a little issue that's happening with the guys that you're supplying ice creams to. Do you get these orders from them?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've been hearing from a few of them that the orders that you're sending to them for their outlets is not actually meeting what their requirements was. So it's undersupplied in numbers, or maybe some flavors are not sent. Why is that?
Sometimes some flavors get sold too fast.
Okay.
So like example, caramel crunch.
Uh-huh.
There was a huge order that just suddenly popped up and all the caramel crunch was used. And then the caramel sauce is finished.
Okay.
So then when we place an order for the caramel sauce,
Uh-huh.
the caramel sauce which we supposed to get doesn't come on time.
Okay.
So some ice creams are not met to the margin and all, are not met for the parties or the.
Nishant, I think you have a valid point. But Nishant, understand the predicament of those people who are servicing customers one-to-one.
Okay.
Okay? The situation stands that you know for us, the Pabrai is Nolingur,
Yeah.
the tender coconut, and the caramel crunch are hot favorites. If you were at the counter and you asked for one of these, and And the guy there said, no, we do not have half liters of that which you can carry on. Forget about him. What image does it carry about our brand?
That's that.
And that's the point I'm trying to make, Nishant. Understand that in case there is a short supply, there can be. There can be. If there is a short supply, you need to SMS back or mail to these guys. Excuse me, sir, ma'am, be prepared. We will send it in the next shift when the car goes. Today we've not been able to send it to you. So get mentally prepared. Push something more onto the counter which you readily have, so that the rotation happens and the customers don't go back either agitated or distraught. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Nishant, my suggestion to you is, take up this in a phased manner. Write down, maintain either an Excel sheet or maintain a diary, where every day, either through the mail order that comes in or through the SMS that people send, note down what is more required and is a short supply. Let's focus on producing that more. Let's rework as in homework. And let's also make it a practice of, if the order is going short or there's something that we are not supplying, SMS to these guys, whoever's the order sender, and tell the person, not available now, not saying we will not send, but we will send it the next time the car comes.
Okay.
And I want you to do this with immediate effect.
Okay. And now the thing I would like to say is, if you're going to be placing an order, suppose if an order comes in, you have to first follow the daily control chart.
Of course,
so if the daily control chart shows that there are 15 scoops left from the gallon, and you've just sold, suppose you had 20 scoops and you just sold like 16 scoops, like 4 scoops, and you had 16 scoops left.
Sure.
So maybe you can send the DCC to me, and if I look at the DCC, I can look that you need caramel crunch, and which ice creams run the most. You can stock them up more. You might have some space, you can adjust a little on the space there.
That's why I call you a champ. Valid point. But there could be contingencies where somebody's computer is slow.
Yeah, that's
Right. There's somebody who's not been able to fill up the DCC that particular night. Our job is to see that the people are serviced well. And to start with, very clear with the fact that the mobile has to be used not only for doing what you're doing, you got the message, right?
Yeah.
Take it forward from here. I'm sure that we're going to rock. This brand is going to be big. Ladies and gentlemen, Nishant Pamran. Ladies and gentlemen, here was a person who had a point of view, and this is very true for any individual interacting with you. It's not always that the person will give in and saying, Almighty, little well, whatever you're saying is mine. No, that person can have a point of view. And in the process of assertion, you need to understand that you need to give the other person a chance to speak. There is no fight. There is no agitation. There is a message that has to be got across, and you are the person in charge. You are asserting. And that is about asserting while you speak. I leave this floor open for interaction with all of you in saying, how did you feel the role player was? How did you feel the role play was? And what do you think was good? Where could we improve? And what is your thought process about assertion while you interact? All of you. There's an extreme amount of quiet, which means I need to assert myself again. Kunal, please speak up. Not that way. But I'd love to hear from you, Kunal. You're such a verbose person.
Thank you. Naveen, I thought the role play was fantastic. I thought the selection of topic was very, very good. There was it felt very good. It felt like there were genuine problems that were taking place, and this was a real issue which you were tackling, which really helped us understand how to go about with the assertiveness really well. I love the fact that you actually very clearly explained what the flow was for this role play, of how to be assertive step by step. You even added the pointers, which a lot of times people forget to do for the role play. You gave a good demo of what the role play situation was, called them up. I think all the steps for this were really well.
Thank you so much, Kunal. What Kunal said, I'll rephrase and sum up. See, there was a problem in my factory. Somebody called me up and said, look, I ordered for X, Y, and Z. You send me X minus 2. You omitted Y and Z came. That's not what I want. Now, don't waste time. Speak up immediately. You need a solution. Why dilly-dally? Don't put anything under the blanket. If you think that you need to be assertive, you need to be assertive there. You need to be assertive there. So you speak up immediately. Then be direct. Saying, look, you are in charge for this. You did this little problem. You need to sort it out. And you are nothing but the best. I have the confidence in you. Be pleasant. You're getting a message across to him, but you don't want to lose the person. Be calm. There will be confrontation. You are in charge. You are being assertive. So you need to grasp the situation and say, I am saying. Those are points in assertive speaking. Assertive speaking is not about the headbanger's ball. It's not about banging the table, bringing the house down with rumble, stamping your feet and creating mayhem. Not at all. Assertiveness is your message of getting together all the points that we have learned from competent communicator till now and getting your message across in the way you want it.